morning, everyone. This is day number 321. 321, let's go. My name is Jordan. I'm the founder of dayNumber, and I've been documenting my journey here for the last 321 days. And I've been going live since day number 198 every single day. I stopped recording daily videos, like vlogs, since that time. But yeah, it's really been about me documenting my journey of building a platform for mission-driven, early-stage, mission-driven founders. Relentless founders who never give up, who are obsessed with the problem of what they're trying to solve. So those are the founders that I want to back and support, because I know together we can all, whatever it is that we're working on, make the world a place that's best for everyone. You know. So yeah, I'm actually here with my boy Max. Max, Max. And yeah, usually what I talk about is, what happened the day before and what I'm going to do today. So yesterday, yeah, honestly, the activity that I had yesterday was um, reached out to a couple of VCs, worked on the desktop UI. So now there's actually a desktop version of dayNumber, and then also reached out to a couple of founders. But I felt myself, I had like a block, I felt like for some reason I couldn't reach out to people, like, even though I knew like how I've gotten founders before, which is through WhatsApp, having conversations, and it's shown like recently that's how I got in people to log. But for some reason I was just like hesitant, I made something an excuse of why I couldn't do it. So we could either make an excuse of, why we can't do it, or another thing is um, taking the path of least resistance. So what I did instead was I started sharing the Instagram carousel reel with a few people, saying like, oh, this is somebody's journey on dayNumber. So it's like showing a result of like, okay, it's not just about logging. It's about, hey, like this guy's going to try to promote you and, get your startup out there. Right. So for me, that was the path of least resistance. Another path of least, and sometimes you have to go with the flow like that, because really most of the time that's what you should do. Not what should do, but that's what's going to actually help sometimes provide the most and the best result, right? Is taking the path of least resistance. And to some people, when you do that, it looks like a lot of work. It looks like, oh my gosh, like I would never do that, right? But for you, um, it might be the path of least resistance, meaning you just feel compelled to go in that direction, right? So even when I was starting to do these videos, like and editing them, yeah, my friend Paul, who I had this journey with, said, maybe that's taking up too much of your time. But for me, editing the videos became like second nature. You know, the only problem that I had, the reason why I stopped is because there's a couple days where I didn't finish. I recorded like the first part. I was doing like a beginning, like middle, whatever happened that day, and then the end. You know, so I was doing like kind of like a full day vlog basically. Cindy Bell, 190 says hi. Chaos Play says hi. Cindy Bell says sorry for you being alone in the stream. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. You know, I did this primarily for myself. Like when I first started vlogging, doing this, like I was mentioning, the main thing that kept me going was these vlogs, was sharing, documenting publicly what happened each day, and then also keeping track of my day number, like how many days I've been, committed to building this. So yeah, for me that was the path of least resistance. Making these videos, because even though it seemed like it was a difficult thing to my friend, or like it took up a lot of my time, it actually didn't. Just like literally short video clips, me doing this, me walking, me talking to myself in the camera, basically taking things that are interesting to me, and then at the end I would like, find music that I'd like to go with it, and like kind of piece it throughout the way, and it was like a form of like creation, like I was like creating art basically, right? Um, Chaos Play says I enjoy content that isn't Roblox AI slop, because I hate those contents. I love your content because I just feel like we need to step back to 2013. Hey, yeah, no, I agree. I agree. That's why I'm going live. That's why I'm betting on raw, honest, authentic content because right now with AI, especially if you saw Fable 5 on Claude, go on Claude, you can check it out. Like the crazy stuff that you can make and create with AI is insane, and it's amazing, and I'm using it myself, but I'm building my own, um, platform for people to document their journey daily publicly and allow you to use that data for whatever it is that you want in terms of getting honest feedback or whatever it is, right? So okay, just gonna keep walking here with Max. um, Cindy Bell says, if you had a message to the world, what would it be? um, it's pretty much what I'm saying right now. Is go to take the path of least resistance, go with your highest excitement at any given time, and whatever happens is what happens, right? And it's up to you to determine how you uh, experience that, right? You can experience in a what you call a negative way, where you feel those uh, what you call negative emotions, or you could experience in a positive way, or it can be neutral and just be present, right? And if you when you set your expectations to know that, okay, whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen, and it's best for everyone. It's gonna be best for everyone, not just for me, but best for everyone. Then you're gonna have a time. You're gonna be able to have a great experience. There's no expectation as a child. You gotta be. That's why to enter the kingdom of God or heaven, you have to have a child. You have to be childlike. And as a child, you don't have this kind of like overarching mind that is, you know, filtering every single moment. Instead, you're just present, right? Um, no dot 4MK says, is your name an amalgamation of Johnson, Jordan, and Bird? Amalgamation of Johnson, Jordan, and Bird was 33, I believe. Yeah, you know what? It wasn't intended that way, because I'm actually a magician. I've been doing magic for the last 23 years. So, originally, magicians have like a lot of magicians have like sometimes not maybe not a nickname, but a stage name, you could say, or a professional name. For me, it was just Jordan Obeas the whole time. And then at some point, I decided to do like Mr. Magic at some point. And that's actually the email that I use for this account. It's like Mr. Magic. Uh, and then what do you call it? I guess we're gonna go back. Yeah, and then after that, what do you call it? While I was traveling, at some point, I decided to do Magic Jordan, and I stuck with it for a bit. And I liked it because it kind of did combine. I thought of it myself, Magic Jordan, like Magic Johnson, and then Michael Jordan. And then the 33, I just like the number 33. And thought, oh, that's also like Larry Bird's number. So I did think of that. So that's funny that you mentioned that. Chaos plays, do you believe in God? I believe in probably a different concept of what God than what most religions, monotheistic religions, believe. The top three Abrahamic religions are monotheistic. Is Christianity, uh, Islam, and also Judaism, and they all come from, uh, you know, actually the root is Judaism there, but the root even probably goes further if you study Judaism. And for me, the belief is God is love, God is life, just like what it says in the Bible. Um, so if you think about love and life, and even how um, God is uh, personalized in the form of Christ, as some Christian believe. Some believe that he's separate from God and is the Son of God, but equal to God. but not actually God in man form. So there's that whole Trinity, not Trinity thing. But anyways, the main thing I'm trying to embody is the love that was demonstrated. And even says, Jesus even said, no man uh, can show greater love than one that lays down his life for his friends, right? So to lay down your life is to be like God. And what does that mean? That means surrendering your own, what you consider. What is the makeup of your life? Is your memories, the people that are your genetically um, connected families, friends, your actual family if you're married, even if you're not, if you have kids, right? Or pets like Max, Maxie boy, right? So your life is your awareness of what is personal to you in terms of what you're ultimately responsible for, right? So yeah, that if that's your life, if you when somebody comes into that life of yours and tries to shake it up a little bit or get you angry because it's opposed to the things that make up of your life. The reason why your life is the way it is because of the definitions that you have about certain things, about how your life should be, how you've defined life to be, right? You might say, oh no, but life happens to me. Yeah, you know what? I believe everybody has a destiny. I believe everybody has some sort of purpose in their life, that direction, but the how to get there is not determined, right? It unfolds, and based on the definitions and decisions you make, um, about your life. Um, and so, with that being said, when you lay down your life, meaning you just stay present to what is, you accept what is, you be like Christ and open up your arms and you say, look, whatever is meant to happen is meant to happen. And you take the path of least resistance. You go with the flow of what maybe your purpose has always been, and it unfolds naturally instead of you trying to force everything or trying to fight against other people. Instead, you accept and allow all things and all people and all situations and all emotions and every part of life that you can even be aware or conceive of until you're just fully present. So it's that constant game of being fully present and then also being in your mind and then allowing yourself to let down your ego, your life, and be present. So who is God? This is a long answer to your question. Long answer to your question. I'm just demonstrating to you what God, because I said God is love, and that's what love is. When you lay down your life, right? And that's how, if you even think scientifically, how love can unfold. Imagine if all life was contained in one, in kind of like no separate parts, but all was the same. It was like pure potential, right? Just like think about a blank sheet of paper. Um, there's pure potential there. You don't know what you're gonna do with that blank sheet of paper with a pencil, and with that pure potential, anything's possible. You could write any single thing, things that you can't even imagine, could be written on that paper, could be drawn on that paper, or can be done with that paper, right? So it's infinite potential. Now, if infinite potential allows infinite potential to do whatever it wants, or however it's gonna come out, then I think that's how life unfolds, and that's how God unfolds in everything, and how life came to be. Is that God is all in all, just like it says in the Bible. God is all in all. And I understand the context of that writing, but just, you can still take things out of context and apply it to other parts of life. Right? So, Max. Maxie boy. Look at this guy. Maxie boy. Come on, let's go. Ooh, beautiful day out. Beautiful day out. So, So one of the biggest illusions, and where most people are trapped, is thinking that they're in between, like, oh yeah, I'm partly like God or whatever, made in the likeness and image of God or whatever, yeah, but I can't be equal to God, you know, because that would make me arrogant. No, that actually, if you believe in God, in that sense, that when what you mentioned or asked, in the monotheistical sense that somebody is the creator, no, you have to be equal to him. If you wanted to honor him, you'd be equal to him. You wouldn't be less than, because that's like speaking like, oh, okay, I didn't make my creation. Imagine you're an artist. Imagine, look, Steve Jobs was one of the most obsessed creators, and the human as a human. And if something was less than who that of himself, of who he had, like the potential, like he would be disgusted. He would like throw more money at it, right? So you know you have to see yourself as equal, to God as God here in different, in just a unique perspective. Like look at Max. He's a unique perspective of love, of God, of life. Let's get this. Um, you know, look at this. This is like look at that. Life can only come as a result of when you allow and accept all that is to be all that is, and unfold the way that it naturally will unfold. When we resist the natural unfoldment or nature or life, sometimes we don't have the best experience. But you know what? It's not me to judge on whether you, you know, you are meant to go through that experience or not. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like, hey, if you recognize the truth behind um, certain, like, certain things, like life, like God, like, I would say the best way to think of God is love and life, right? So, yeah, like, God is love, God is life. Tokeato Gunnar says hello. I know you guys have said hello for a long time. You got me going on this. But yeah, thank you for asking these questions. I love these deeper questions. And they shouldn't even be deeper. It's a simple thing. It's an on and off switch. It's like the whole unplugged and plugged in, like into the matrix. And my version of that is you're either awake, or asleep to knowing who you really are. You can't be in between. You can't be, you could be sleepwalking. That's what most people are. They're sleepwalking, they're awake, and they're asleep at the same time, right? In their body. There's some hints and glimpses of like seeing who they are, because to the degree of knowing who you are, actually, it's funny, I do a telemarketing job, and during the day to pay for the bills while I'm building dayNumber. And one of the answering machines I got, um, it went like this. It's like, I think, don't quote me verbatim, but it went something like this. It's like, who are you and what do you want? Those are the two questions that most people never answer in their entire lives. Please leave, and then after it went like, and then it went, please leave your name and number, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks, have a great day. Something like that. But it made me think, it's like, yeah, you know, when you start to answer those questions, and at the root of, all of our existence, we're asking those questions to ourselves. Where subconsciously, it's like, who are you? Who am I? Right? And what do I want? Right? Like, what is this? When we're, in this life, like, what is this experience? Like, who am I? What are we? People here, or are we from aliens, or did God actually make us from the dirt? All that kind of stuff. And it's what do you call it? That's a pressing question. So when you define who you are, you're either awake to who you are or you're not. You're either awake to the reality of that you are God as just experiencing life in a different form, and you've forgotten it. Just like in a dream, you forgot you're dreaming. You don't know that you're dreaming, so you think it's real, right? And if you translate God to love and life, you're like love experiencing all things and every possible experience. And love is infinite because it accepts and allows all things. When you put a mirror in front of a mirror, it's infinite, right? You have a blank sheet of paper, nothing. It's infinite. There's infinite possibilities. So imagine infinite possibilities allowing itself to just be. And whatever happens, like, is happening and allows it to unfold. There's not some sort of, it has to be this way. That's why, imagine like this tree, like how it just grows on its own, right? There's an inherent code or DNA that just unraveled. And I think that code or DNA is like infinite potential expressing itself in a different form. And there's infinite forms, and it's all here and now. So when we identify with that, and guess what? I mean, anything's possible. And you just allow things to flow. You trust in the greater part of yourself that, okay, hey, look, I'm going to take this action as a founder. Like for me, when I first started my journey 321 days ago, I didn't know I would be building a platform, like an actual platform, using AI, using Claude literally every day. And now building a documentary series, but in a different way, whereas it could be done at scale, where people's stories are being documented in a way that's kind of in the autobiographical, like in a journal format, kind of publicly. And this could lead to people's, a whole production company, a distribution of founders, you know, but an honest documentation, right? I didn't know that, but I had to keep going with the flow. You know, I was actually opposed to the idea of selling this to VCs, and now that's the people who I'm talking to, I'm partnering with, I'm working with, right, together as a whole, right, and so you just gotta, like I said, and then you could be a witness, truly a witness, to the life and the journey unfolding before you. Even yesterday, I watched Mr. Beast hit 500 million subscribers, and he even said himself, he's like, I shouldn't be where I'm at based on the circumstances that I was in. He couldn't barely afford a mic. He could in a lot of his videos, people were like trolling him on like how bad his mic was or his sound was, right? Like he said, he's like, I shouldn't be here, but he's like, he was just obsessed, with YouTube, and he couldn't help it. He's like, he committed himself to do it, right? Yeah, there was periods and times where he felt like he could have quit, but he kept going because he was doing that or nothing else. I just finished reading the book Source Code and by Bill Gates, and same thing. He was obsessed, with what he was doing with writing code and building these programs and software. He really, really, really wanted to like finish whatever it is that he put himself up to as a challenge. Even losing sleep, like or going straight sometimes for 36 hours. That's insane, insane. And Mr. Beast is the same kind of stuff. So it's like, but you don't know. You have to go with the flow. You have to allow, and life's gonna happen the way it's gonna happen. It's up to you to, either be present with it or not. All right, guys. This is the end of day number 321. Not end, but this is the end of this live stream. But yeah, thanks guys for tuning in. Shout out to Tokyo Chaos Plays, Noel for KM1, Cindy Chaos Plays, Cindy Bell. Have a great rest of your day. Day number 321. I'm out.